The man on the phone suddenly sounded like he was in a reality show, urging Lao Huang to run fast because his brother Lao Lai wouldn't let him off easy. He threw the phone out the window, signaled the driver to play some music, but as soon as the driver bent down, he got hit by a speeding car and woke up all tied up in the room. Four men eyed him fiercely. The leader walked up saying Lao Lai was on his way. Want to live? Spell where Lao Huang is. Lao Lai was about to walk in with a suspicious-looking butcher. The man quickly revealed Lao Huang's whereabouts, hoping Lao Lai would relent, but Lao Lai ordered his men to silence him. Lao Lai donned a raincoat, showed how to handle him, and hung him upside down. Placed a basin under the man's head. The scene was too gruesome to show. After that, Lao Lai began checking documents. Then he eliminated Lao Huang's ex-boss and found Jai Mei's search notice in the files. Learning that Lao Huang was heading to Thailand to find his daughter, Lao Lai decided to follow suit. Meanwhile, Lao Huang had already arrived in Thailand, rubbing shoulders with the He pulled out a wad of cash and the man led him around while explaining how Koreans here tend to hire locals as help, though some get involved in side gigs. For example, kidnap kids, poison the boss, just your everyday business. Once they sat down, the man handed Lao Huang some info on the helpers. This was no ordinary kidnapping. Yingju's account was emptied, indicating someone noticed her fame. The only one who caught wind of this was her former real estate agent, and he passed that info to Lao Huang. He said this agent was scammed their way out of Korea and had to escape to Bangkok. This person had a knack for taking advantage of Koreans, living in Bangkok for nearly a year now, and recently showing Yingju around The next day, Lao Huang arrived at the agent's office and followed the man as soon as he stepped out. As the agent got in his car, Lao Huang snuck up from behind and choked him out. 1 degrees until the A macron capo a letter 3 FB letter 1 before O stroke E amount U circumflex micro a half or Cyrillic letter 4 F1 letter 71 pound. As Cyrillic letter 475 E amount O amount and Chinese letter times I grove Cyrillic letter 4 F 3 pound net sign area letter 3 FB add S letter 3 F4 I cute E grove L pound. What are you afraid of? I did nothing. Why treat me like this? Lao Huang just clipped off his finger. The agent screamed in pain, then confessed using real estate as a cover to make Yingju pay a deposit and kidnap kids. Had let Yingju and her daughter go as she handed over the cash. Lao Huang asked the agent where the kid was, but he refused. Lao Huang threatened to cut off his ear, which made the agent panic and admit the kid was already dead, leaving Lao Huang stunned. The agent said the helper wanted to act if paid more. He then asked Lao Huang for an ambulance, but Lao Huang asked where the child's body was. The agent said he didn't know either because the help mentioned she was teaming up with her husband to kill the kid, and Lao Huang let him go, just like that. Instead of letting him go, Lao Huang severed his artery. Meanwhile, Lao, just in Thailand, found the accomplice who abducted Lao Huang's daughter. The man claimed they had the helper in their possession and that they'd hand her over if Lao paid up. Without a second thought, Lao handed over $20,000. They arrived at a door, and the guy in red gestured Lao to go in, claiming the woman was inside. Upon entering, they found things different. Burly guy said Lao was rich. Implied Lao was pretty bold showing up alone. Lao was taken aback, thinking they wouldn't dare mess with him. Subtitle: Lao Huang removed his sunglasses, confidently strode over to his opponent with the intention of starting a fight. After a chaotic and intense brawl involving multiple people, all of them, including the initial opponent, were ultimately subdued and dealt with. He flung open the curtain, and the sunlight struck Lao Huang's face as if he were a fierce warrior emerging from Hades, leaving the red-clothed man at the doorway stuttering in terror. Those guys just now seemed clueless about where Bang Wang was. To which the guy in red chimed in, "Oh, I know." The scene shifted to a bustling market where Bang Wang was shopping for the essentials. Back home, her husband lay in the bed, eagerly waiting for the newest video updates from his favorite vloggers. But before she could put the groceries on the table, suddenly everything went black, and Lao Huang had them all tied up. After ripping the tape off the woman's mouth, Lao Huang moved behind her husband, pulled the bag off his head, showed the woman the little girl's picture, and asked, "Do you remember this girl? Where is she now?" The woman refused to answer, so Lao Huang directly threatened to cut off her husband's finger. The desperate woman squeezed out, "The girl is still alive," and Lao Huang was taken aback. "What did you say?" "Say it again one more time. I've already heard this for sure." The man and woman took all the money away, being completely at a loss about the situation. Chobo, Chobo. Lao Huang looked for a street guy and asked who this Chobo was. The man perked up at the name Chobo, saying, in Bangkok, there's barely anyone who doesn't know him. He's running the largest supplement market here. His side hustle was selling kids, because children from Korea are rare, and people are lining up to buy them. So, Lao Huang, if you want to find people, better hurry up. Then he led Lao Huang to a would-be street princess. He promised her $20,000 for surgery fees if she'd take Lao Huang to the kidnapper who took his daughter. When they arrived at the hotel, they told the receptionist they wanted to purchase a child. On the other end of the line, they were instructed to cross the street and get in a car. Across the way, a man was casually waiting for them. The car took them to a house, and a woman led them upstairs to check the current stock, leaving Lao Huang speechless at the sight. The room was filled with kidnapped kids, treated like merchandise, and the woman casually requested a Korean kid. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the upcoming thrilling content.